Hello, this is Hero again. Well, today we're going to try something different. One of my students, Sherie, she's coming in this morning because she has some questions about the pine. Well, the pine, I've been saying, is one of the most difficult. And what most people want is simple rules, but there can't be simple rules because it depends on the stage of development, the technique they would have to apply. A lot of times I make these videos alone. In fact, most of the time. And I'm just guessing what your questions might be. Well, so I thought, because Sherie had these questions, I'll answer her questions, and maybe that way we'll get your questions answered, if that makes sense to you. A little background. I think today's project is going to be a lot easier than I thought. She gave me this picture here, and she wanted to know how to do the apex. Actually, she already had the answer. She does that a lot. She has the answer, but she just wants to come in and say, "Can I do this?" I said, "Yeah." So all she had to do is cut this off. That's it. Okay, we got some minor stuff here, but I thought it was going to be a much more difficult project today, but it's going to be a snap.
Branch to go off this way, or whichever way. But what I do is I take out the center.
Yes, always cut the center.
And then cut smaller, or like the top. Okay, that's what.
Always remove the center. And then, depending on which part you are, if you're going to go for a new apex, then what you do is you cut off all these. This becomes the new apex, and then this one becomes the side branch.
Okay.
So that's sort of the basic approach. But in order to, what we were doing here is to do the maintenance on it, right? So, in terms of maintenance, this one here just came out too long.
And that was another question I have with my own. If you have one that's just that's obviously too long,
yeah,
then you just cut it off?
Yeah, actually this one here is my sacrifice branch, so it might be better just to cut this off. But anyway, yeah, that's been my kind of pattern that I've been using to protect the trunk and also to fatten this up, right? Look how thick this trunk is now. So actually I can take the saw and cut this whole thing off. This is probably our true first branch.
Got it.
So maybe we'll go ahead and get started in getting these shaped up. So.
And so in general, other than the fact that since it's a sacrifice branch, and
yeah, don't worry too much about that. Yeah, as long as it doesn't get in and interfere with the development of those, right?
Question?
Well, because it was a sacrifice branch, I just cut this off and then maybe eventually cut this whole thing out. But don't need to hurry, right?
If you cut this off right here, what happens?
If you did that, then you send out new shoots there.
Okay, and they'll come out the way these are going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if it gets, what the heck?
Bug. Well, we're going to be working on the true branch and see how this one is coming up, right?
Yeah.
Now, there's one that's going more horizontal, so we'll cut this one off and cut this one off and save these that's going horizontal. And so this one is getting all wrapped up. This one is getting a little bit long. See, this one is very strong, right? Cut that off. Actually, it's probably better down here. and better down here. So
Okay, this is the season where you do the real
yeah.
Okay.
This is the time, and that was the problem you did. Was you used the wrong technique at the wrong time.
Or the right technique at the wrong time.
Wrong, just wrong. Okay, so now, see the advantage of indoors? We could move the tree around. And now if I had a cameraman, it'd be different, right? I don't have a cameraman. I don't have a makeup artist either.
Oh my God.
Okay, now, some of this got a little bit heavy in here. So here we prune heavy in the fall and let it grow dense in the summer to protect the trunk. Those people that is in milder climate, like in the Bay Area, well actually when I was learning in Southern California, and we did heavy pruning in the spring because it doesn't get into the 110 around, although it's changing now. Yeah, I heard from I saw the picture from a guy in San Diego. It was a sun scorch that should never have happened if we didn't have this new,
weather.
yeah. Okay. So we just go in here and open it up so we get sunlight in there and it doesn't turn brown. This is from previous.
Whoops.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead and ask the question.
Okay, so you said that this is pretty much the shape you want to have and the size you want to have, but these veins are going to keep growing. And so that's going to make it I guess my question is, why did you just cut them off? That way it'll stay that size. And your answer was?
Okay, so you can't keep doing that. If you cut off everything, then he has no health, right? So the next growth is this one here. Mm-hmm. See how it's coming up? You remove the center, and then when these are about a couple inches, you break them off, and then it becomes short. So that's the spring technique. We're just going to start to tighten this up. Right now, I need to do some more to kind of remedial because I let it go too far. Well, that's the reality around here is that, yeah, I can't get to everything in time. But I figured this one would be a pretty good lesson based on what yours should look like. So anyway, that's what I'm doing right now, is to go ahead and do that. So yeah, basically pine needs to be taken care of twice a year, minimum twice a year.
Yeah.
Heavy in the fall, and then light in the spring or into the summer. So this one here, you could do that. But if you take too much off, you end up losing vigor.
Got it. Well, at least mine looks healthy.
So we got this line going this way, like this one, and most likely this is our front. So this is probably more like an eye poker. So we take, well, one of the reasons why I could do that is because I see this little guy here, this guy.
Got it.
Okay, so, and then we want to try to get these as close to horizontal as possible. And there's a good one right here, right?
Yeah.
And then I was saying that pine tend to be top growers, so we could do that. See, it goes that way now.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, up here, you see these little ones? These little ones here?
Like,
you have this one here.
Yep.
Yeah, if you cut this off, it goes more horizontal, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so. Okay, now up here. Do we want to keep going or do we want to stop here?
I want to stop here.
Okay, I see this little one on the back side, so I'm going to take off this.
Yeah.
Okay,
I like
so
stopping there.
and then this spring we'll probably cut this one off and then crown this off. So basically,
And when you say crown this off, it means that eventually,
we're just going to kind of round it off like a canopy up on top. That's crowning off. So in the training stage, you would try to keep a point, but as you matures, it just rounds off. She's got a puzzle face. That's okay. She needs to contemplate.
yeah, if I'm thinking, I'm,
Okay, we just had an interesting conversation. Sherie said on her tree, this is the front, and the apex is slightly forward, not backwards. Well, in the Japanese thinking, it's a polite tree to have the apex slightly forward to you, so they're bowing to you. Now, if it's slightly into the back extreme, then you should try to bring it back. Well, I guess it was about time, so I cut off the sacrifice branch. He was getting awfully big and bulky, and I think now you'll actually start to see the tree. There's a few others in there that could be cleaned out, but this is still works in progress. Hopefully you enjoyed this program with Sherie asking questions. Luckily, she didn't ask anything really stupid, because I told her if she did that, then I want to edit it out. But it's okay. Yeah, what can I say? I've known her for a long, long time, so yeah, she has to put up with my harassment. Anyway, this is Hiro and Sherie saying goodbye. We'll see you again real soon in another chapter. So this was Japanese black pine answering questions as I was pruning.